Hello and welcome to the Cardiac Rehab podcast. Today we're joined by Senior Wellbeing Practitioner Cindy Bates, and she's going to talk to us all about emotional health and the ways in which this can impact on your physical health. She's recorded a set of frequently asked questions and answers, which we hope you'll find useful.
Hello, my name is Cindy Bates and I work as a Senior Practitioner for Stoke-on-Trent Wellbeing Service. I'm here to talk about wellbeing and the links with our physical and mental health. Question: what is good mental well-being? Good mental health means being generally able to think, feel and react in the ways that you need and want to live your life. It is characterised by a person's ability to fulfil a number of key functions and activities. For example, the ability to form and maintain good relationships with others, the ability to learn, the ability to feel and express and manage a range of positive and negative emotions. Your physical health, mental health and emotional well-being play a big part in how comfortable you are in your everyday life. According to the World Health Organization, mental health is defined as a state of well-being in which every individual realises his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Question: can poor mental well-being have an impact on your physical health, and if so, how? Physical and mental health are often thought of as separate entities, but the two go hand in hand and are intrinsically linked. People experiencing symptoms associated with anxiety, stress and depression often report physical symptoms such as changes to appetite, disrupted sleep, fatigue, panicky feelings such as increased heart rate, sweating, headaches, dizziness. They may notice changes to mood, feeling low, sad, nervous or apprehensive, and could notice changes to motivation levels, feeling less interested in things, or they may feel more anxious, leading to avoidance, which can result in a disruption to their daily routine. Lifestyle factors play a strong role in maintaining all-round health. Over time, when we become emotionally unwell, we may neglect such factors, or we may find it difficult and a struggle to maintain healthy habits, such as engaging in regular exercise, eating a healthy diet, interacting and feeling connected with others, or practicing self-care. Oversleeping or inability to get enough sleep will affect bodily functions, including blood pressure, which can increase the risk of physical health difficulties. Poor mental health may lead to an increase in unhealthy behaviours, such as excessive alcohol use, drug use or smoking, which can be detrimental to physical health. Chronic stress directly affects the cardiovascular, nervous and immune systems. The British Medical Journal reports that poor mental health can actually lead to an increased risk of some conditions. For example, depression has also been found to be associated with an increased risk of coronary heart disease. Those experiencing symptoms associated with anxiety, stress or depression may be less likely to seek help. For example, the Mental Health Foundation stated that poor mental well-being is associated with people being statistically less likely to receive many routine checks, such as weight, cholesterol and blood pressure, and those checks could identify health concerns early on. Or it could be that if help is sought, then the focus may be on alleviating the emotional distress rather than screening for or treating physical symptoms. Question: what are some signs that someone may be struggling with their mental health? We can all experience times when we feel low, stressed, anxious or worried. This is natural and normal, and we may notice that the feelings alleviate within a short period of time, or if a problem that's been troubling you has been resolved. If symptoms persist, feel excessive, cause distress, or feel difficult to manage, then you may be experiencing symptoms associated with depression or anxiety, which are very common. Signs and symptoms can include feeling anxious, afraid, worried, or experiencing panic attacks. We may think about worst case scenarios or predict that bad things are going to happen. We may feel depressed, sad, upset, angry or irritable, possibly experiencing unhelpful thoughts about ourselves and our situation. For example, feelings of hopelessness, or we may feel a failure. Sometimes people have thoughts that life is not worth living or may have thoughts of harming themselves. Changes to sleep pattern. We may notice that we're finding it difficult to nod off, to stay asleep, possibly sleeping too much or waking, feeling unrefreshed. We may notice changes to appetite and weight. We could feel more quiet and withdrawn, isolating ourselves from people, socialising less, making excuses so you don't have to meet people or go out. There may be changes in routine, possibly finding it more difficult to manage responsibilities. People sometimes report cognitive impairment, finding it difficult to concentrate, to problem solve or make decisions. There may be increased substance use, such as caffeine, nicotine, drugs, alcohol. Question: how common is it for long-term health conditions like cardiovascular disease to affect a person's mental health and well-being? Around 1 in 4 people in the UK will experience a mental health problem in their lifetime. Living with and managing long-term conditions and physical health difficulties can have a significant impact on well-being. We know that living with a heart condition can be stressful and can impact on a person's everyday life. Research shows that nearly half of people living with a cardiac condition may experience emotional distress, and they are 3 times more likely to feel depressed. Question: what are some of the common thoughts and feelings that you hear from someone who has had a recent cardiac event? People commonly report feeling worried about their health and about being ill again. They may struggle to deal with the stress of having hospital admissions, possible surgery, and ongoing worry about the future. It can be hard to accept and adjust to living with a cardiac condition. People may feel sad or scared. It can be challenging to establish a regular routine, healthy eating, and to engage in exercise and relaxation. You may feel worried about what you're able to do safely, which can lead to avoidance of some activities that you used to do. You may receive lots of new information from healthcare professionals and can sometimes feel confused, daunted, or apprehensive. People often describe feeling frustrated about restrictions in their life that others do not have to think about. If a cardiac event has had a significant impact on your daily routine and you can no longer do some of the things that you used to do, it's not uncommon for people to sometimes feel a burden or feel a failure, and they may find it difficult to talk to other people about how they are feeling. Question: are these thoughts and feelings normal, and at what point do they become a sign of a deeper problem? Is it the type of thoughts, frequency, or length of time someone has experienced these for post-event? The thoughts and feelings are completely normal, and naturally they will have an impact on your mood. The symptoms can improve on their own as people adjust to living with a cardiac condition. Information that we receive from healthcare professionals may help people to understand their cardiac condition and the management of this. Engaging in programs such as cardiac rehabilitation and asking questions about your condition can help to build confidence with regard to the self-management of your health. There are lots of useful materials online. I'll share links to our service website and also to NHS resources on mental health and well-being. If symptoms persist for a period of several weeks, or if you notice a significant deterioration to your mood, daily routine, or feel that symptoms are difficult to manage or that they are increasing in intensity, if you experience any feelings of hopelessness or thoughts that life is not worth living or thoughts of harming yourself, then you don't have to struggle alone. You can seek help through your GP, anyone involved in your healthcare, or you can self-refer to Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent Wellbeing Service or call the All Age Access Team for crisis support. The contact details for the services just mentioned will be added to a slide at the end of this presentation. Question: what can a person with a long-term condition do to help improve their own mental well-being? There are many things that we can do to help promote well-being. Connect with other people. Good relationships with others are very important for your well-being. They promote a sense of belonging and self-worth and can provide you with emotional support, whilst also allowing you to support others. Time spent with others can give you an opportunity to share positive experiences. Try taking time each day to connect to a family member or friend. Maybe turn off the TV and have a conversation. Call somebody. Arrange to go for a walk with a friend. Even more so these days, people are using technology to connect with others via video apps. And some people find it helpful to engage with new people by joining groups or doing some volunteer work. Exercise and being active has both physical and psychological benefits. Evidence shows that physical activity can improve well-being by improving mood, raising self-esteem, and helping you to set and achieve goals and challenges. While some people enjoy going to the gym, it's not for everyone. It's important to find an exercise or activity that you enjoy. That way you're more likely to stick to it. Things like yoga, swimming, walking, or maybe combine exercise with connecting with other people by getting involved in a team sport or dance classes, for example. If you're uncertain about what exercise you can do, then it's a good idea to speak to a healthcare professional. Another tip is to spend time doing things that you enjoy, hobbies or interests, or maybe develop and learn new skills. This can improve your well-being and help to build confidence, give a sense of pleasure, purpose and achievement, and even help you to feel connected with other people. For example, starting a DIY project, drawing, painting, taking on new responsibilities at work, gardening, learning new recipes or a new language, starting a college course or volunteering in your community, listening to music, dancing around the living room, watching a favourite movie. The list is endless, but try to get a good balance of routine and pleasurable activities. If you notice a disruption to your sleep pattern, so struggling to nod off or stay asleep, maybe staying up late, sleeping in late, or taking naps in the day, it can be really helpful to learn some ways to improve your sleep routine. And there will be a link to some resources and NHS self-help guides, which will include lots of information on how you can start to improve your sleep pattern. Having a healthy diet and lifestyle can have a positive impact on well-being. The Mental Health Foundation reports that poor mental health may be associated with poorer diet. I'll provide a link to a website for the NHS Eat Well guide, which is available online and provides very detailed information on how to achieve a healthy and balanced diet. Where possible, try to avoid unhealthy habits such as relying on alcohol, cigarettes, drugs and caffeine to help you to manage stress or problem symptoms. A good tip is to practice to be kind to ourselves. We can be quite self-critical and tough on ourselves at times, often being much kinder to other people than we are to ourselves. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself and try to practice self-compassion. Set aside time for me time that's dedicated just to you. Whether that be to simply reflect and collect your thoughts, check in with yourself and acknowledge how you're feeling, or consider what you might like or need. Maybe give yourself a pamper evening or engage in a relaxing activity. It can be really helpful to learn more about the symptoms that you are experiencing. This can be empowering and help to build your confidence with regards to self-management. There are many self-help manuals that promote well-being, and I'll provide links to online NHS resources that cover a variety of topics related to mental health, which are all available to read, download, or to listen to as an audio version. It can be helpful to face your fears. It's very natural to avoid things that make us feel anxious, and whilst avoidance is associated with a short-term relief, over time we may lose confidence to do the things that we used to do or would like to do, And if those things could have a positive impact on our well-being, then it's helpful to gradually confront the things that we find anxiety provoking. Self-monitoring can be a really useful tool. It can help us to chart our progress, to monitor our mood or sleep, for example. That way we can see if the things that we are trying to do to improve symptoms are actually working. For example, some people may keep a mood and activity diary to monitor the links between mood and activities. That way, when they start to increase time spent engaging in activities that promote a sense of pleasure or achievement or closeness to others, then they can monitor to see if that then improves their mood. Setting ourselves specific and achievable goals can also have a positive impact on mood and help to build confidence. Don't be afraid or embarrassed to seek help. Sometimes, and despite our very best efforts, the problem symptoms may persist. It can be helpful to talk to a friend or family member, or some people find peer support groups helpful. Always remember, you can talk to your GP or a person involved in your healthcare, or you can self-refer to the Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent Wellbeing Service. You're not alone. Our services receive hundreds of referrals every single month. And the slide at the end of this presentation will have our contact numbers alongside the contact number for the All Age Access team for those requiring crisis support. Question: can caring for someone with a long-term health condition also have an impact on a carer's health and well-being? Why? Yes, at times being a carer can be stressful. Stress is a part of everyday life, but over time, stress can be a major factor affecting our health. Demands on our time, energy, and the expectations that we have of ourselves can result in stress. Sometimes stress can feel overwhelming. It may feel intense or persistent, and we could find it difficult to manage. This can impact on mood. For example, we may feel low, sad, irritable, guilty. We could notice physical changes like disrupted sleep, fatigue, and it's not unusual to notice increased anxiety and worry. We may have concerns about the health and future health of our loved ones. Our routines may have changed to enable us to care for someone, and so there are adjustments that are required, which could mean less available time to engage with activities that you may have enjoyed. Question: what things should a carer look out for to recognise that they may be experiencing this, and what actions can they take to look after themselves and their own health? Look out for changes in mood, feeling low, sad, lacking motivation and interest in things, feeling more tearful, upset and emotional, frustrated or irritable. You may feel worried about your loved ones, your finances or the future, finding it difficult to switch off or relax. Some people report anxiety or panic attacks. You could feel tired and sleep may be disrupted, being unable to sleep even if the person you care for is sleeping. You may notice that you stop doing some of the things that you used to do as you don't have time or energy or interest. You could notice changes to appetite, maybe not eating properly or overeating, which could result in weight loss or weight gain. You may smoke or drink more than usual. Maybe you just aren't as chatty or sociable as you once were, not responding to text messages as quickly or cancelling plans with others. Or maybe you put on a brave face and try to keep on going like everything is fine and not asking for any help. Things you could do. Think about if you need any support. It can be so helpful to confide in others, but not always an easy thing to do. You could speak to family or friends, or access a local support group, such as the Carers Hub or North Staff's Carers team. You may consider having a carers assessment via the local social services team, who may be able to offer help with day-to-day caring or arrange an assessment such as an occupational therapy assessment to determine if there is any practical support, such as equipment required that could make life easier. Consider how much you're expecting of yourself. Do you, if you can, need to schedule some time for yourself to have a break, relax, Go for a walk or a drive to a local beauty spot, for example. If you struggle to relax, that's not unusual, and sometimes it's not always that easy and can take practice. Set aside time each day to practice. Maybe listen to music, practice some calm breathing exercises, sit and watch the clouds or listen to the birds, or simply have a cup of tea. Try to look after your own health. Exercise, eat a healthy diet. Try to avoid things that may not be helpful, such as excessive alcohol or caffeine use. Are there things you could do to help to improve your sleep pattern? Make sure you're having your own health checks, and if you feel that you need any emotional support, please seek help. Question: what do you feel are the best self-help tools out there, and what do you tend to recommend? There are lots of useful self-help tools out there, and I will include a presentation slide with links to useful websites for your information. People may wish to look at the resources available on our website, Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent Wellbeing Service. And there are many NHS resources available online covering a variety of topics such as mental health and wellbeing, mental wellbeing audio guides, mental health helplines, and NHS Northumberland guides, a range of self-help booklets on various topics from depression, worry, panic, sleep problems, bereavement difficulties, all available to read or to listen to. Stoke-on-Trent Libraries support the National Reading Well scheme that offers many self-help books that you can read for free to help you to understand and to manage your health. The books cover a range of topics, including books on well-being, long-term conditions such as heart problems, diabetes, stroke, asthma, and also books on being a carer.
So thank you for taking the time out to answer some of these commonly asked questions, Cindy. You've given us some really useful information on emotional health and well-being and some really practical ways of dealing with difficult situations. If anybody wants any more information regarding local services and websites that may be of use, please continue watching and these will be included shortly. Thank you for listening.